The Sport C drivers heard that. I know each one of their crew was counting it down as well. Will Huff in the 560 owned by Gary Hansen. Gerald Benedict in the 697 out of Warrenton, Oregon. The 991, Kayla Huff out of Edmonds, Washington. And the 845, Mark Mead out of Astoria, Oregon. You saw him yesterday. We're down another boat. Shane is on the beach today. Probably should have gone and grabbed Wes's engine and put on his boat and run it. And as I said, Wes is back in Everett and doing well today. Or maybe I should just say doing better. I won't say well, but doing better. And hope for speedy recovery for him, and he's back out to play with us. I know he's been a big part of the Sport C family for a very long time. Does a great job, been a great ambassador, I know he's been a rep, he's been in a lot of leadership positions for that group. Wish him the best, and we want him back out here so we can play again. Up next should be Jay Runabout. They're going to run back-to-back, then 2.5 mod, 1.5 stock, K-Pro Hydro, SE, K-Pro, Vintage Small, 1 liter, J Hydro, back-to-back, Cracker Box, and Large Vintage, or Vintage Large. And we'll find out where we stand with some of the boats a little bit later today for Vintage. I know Ruby 2 had another issue that time, and I got a feeling it's in the engine. I don't think it's anything as far as milfoil this time. It's probably got too hot when they lost that rocker yesterday, because I know it was spitting oil out the exhaust. But we'll find out on that. And depending on how many boats we got, they may have to group them up. Would prefer not to, but depend on who all is running for that flight. One of the things that you don't realize unless you go out there with these boats and get in the water, smaller boats running with the big boats. The big boats leave a big trough. If they got a big skid fin, big propeller, they just cut a real trough in the water. And the little boats, they just get pounded. One of the reasons why the Ombre is not here this weekend is it's just had some abuse. It gets driven hard, not race speed hard, but hard. And with some of the water that they've been in Richland and down in Black Lake, in fact, with the numbers that were out there, it just took a beating and needed some maintenance. And discretion was just a little smarter to park it for a couple weeks and then come back and finish out the last couple races of the year and do our exhibitions and get runs, and then get ready to do off-season maintenance and some engine changing. And I know that Steve's going to build another engine, and we're going to change heads and cams on this engine. So a lot of stuff going on. Kayla, a little bit early there. Okay, a lot of bit early. They'll be good. If anything, Will was across, but I doubt it. My vantage point has not been. Okay, good start. The vantage point here is deceptive. I know I'm not right at the line, and trying to watch the boats, the line, and the clock is a little difficult, and it's off just slightly from what I can see. So thought we had a couple yesterday that weren't jumpers, so that's why I will always say it is for the officials to decide, and I don't have that moniker. I've been in that position before. Don't do it these days. Guess if it was necessary, I could. Okay, we got Gerald. Looks like Gerald is not running too well. I didn't see if he hooked and spun down there. Would not be a surprised to know that he flat spun again. He did that yesterday too. And as he said, it was driver error, not boat. All right, Will Huff, followed by his daughter Kayla Huff. Mark Mead in the 8.45. You'll see Mark back out here a little bit later, riding in his son's cracker box. Gerald Benedict coming down the front chute in 4th place. The 697 is also out of the Astoria, Oregon area. Guy that's just been having a ball. Might not be the fastest, probably won't be the fastest. But he's having more fun. Oh, Kayla's caught up with Dad. Now they're going to put on a show. These boats are very, very close as far as speed and performance. Well, now you got to ask the question, is Dad playing games? We'll find out. If Will sticks his nose back out in front, we'll know that he's not under full power or pushing it, and he's already back up in the lead. We'll see where that goes. It's fun to watch them, and a lot of banter back and forth, and she realizes Dad's got a whole lot more experience in this. .560 was the boat of Steve Waldy, and Mike White drove the 991 for a long time. And those two clowns, and I mean clowns, and I love them both, but they were out there battling almost every heat. And Waldy was a propeller player, and he was always trying to find that next better prop. Will this one work better this time than that one? And when he would pick right, he was right there. Sometimes he wouldn't. Got a white flag out. One more lap to go as Kayla comes by again. And I'm sure as soon as we get to the turn, Will's gonna lead foot it through and get back in front. But they would trade first and second all the time in those two boats. And now they have different owners. Same situation again. Both of them have proven themselves in race boats, in the tunnel boats. Will having driven the champ boats as well. Done quite well. Driving at Seafair in the OPC sponsored portion of it for a number of years. And at that time he had his own champ boat. Well, Will got a little bit out of shape there. He was kind of dancing around back there. I'm going to move to the outside now. Well, your winner, Kayla Huff in the 991, Will Huff in the 560. Mark Mead in the 845. 3rd place. He'll be coming down the line in a minute here. He's a bit behind. Like I say, don't think you're ever going to see him out front running away from everybody. But I don't think he really cares. He just loves doing this. He's been a great addition. He's a super guy. Gerald Benedict in a 697. Glad he is a part of this. And you can either thank the Meads or curse the Meads for bringing him on board. All right, he's going to pull a U-turn down here or make a run back up the front chute. At least I hope he makes a run up the chute. Get that done and out of the way. Yeah, if you want a treat and you ever get a chance to drive one of these things, it's very, very interesting. Not a lot of power, but with the power trim you can do a lot of things. And that's the other thing with these boats. If you don't have it aired out, and when I say that I mean the nose is very high, they just will not run. They don't get any speed. You got to get them up and really rocking and rolling. Then you can trim them down a little bit. It is the only way you can get them to run. And you have to really be careful in the turns because they're not that fast. And if they come down and they wet a bunch of the surface, they flat spin.